Hi dears, welcome back to this channel, and today's gonna be not very usual video. I'm gonna let you know a little bit about the situation here in Spain, as well as I'm gonna show you all the things and masks and all different boxes that we use to protect ourselves here in Spain, and what basically is the process of disinfection, what we do, what we don't do, and how all this is happening here in Spain. So stay with me. First of all, about the cases here in Spain, we've had for the last 24 hours almost 43,000 new cases, which is approximately 1,500 less than we had yesterday. This is quite comforting, but we cannot relax still. We have to see in the next few days, in about like a week's time, we'll definitely see the result, hopefully, of all the measures that have been taken. The index of people getting sick is 828 versus 780 or 90 that was yesterday. So it's rising up. One of every 3 people that is in the ICU unit are people who are sick from the virus, which is very sad. Today, Madrid has mentioned that from Monday, they will make the lockdown instead of 11 o'clock at night until 6 in the morning from 10. So they'll put it 1 hour earlier. Plus, they will close all the bars and restaurants. Yes, in Madrid, they're still open. They will close all the bars and restaurants from 9 o'clock in the evening, starting from Monday. As well as they forbid, this is how they say it, we forbid you to gather together people who are not in the same family unit, which means that you cannot just gather with your friends or some relatives that don't live with you permanently in the same house, in the same apartment. Which means that your children, for example, if they want to go and see some friends, they won't be able to do it in Madrid from this Monday. The group, the maximum is of 4 people, which doesn't apply to, for example, let's say if it's a family who has like 3 children and 2 parents, you can still join together because you are one family unit. In Andalusia, which is the south part of Spain, more than 400 small cities and towns and villages are closed, which means that their people that live there cannot go from one town, village or city to another. They have to stay in the town where they legally live. In Navarra, in the north part of Spain, basically what they said is that they are closing the inside part of bars and restaurants and cafes, so people are only be able to sit down on the terraces, so outside on the fresh air, but not inside anymore. What else is happening here in Spain? There is one pharmaceutical company which is called Grifols. It's their prices on the market just went up like crazy, just because they have a new like component, a new how would you call it? It's not a vaccine, because it's not the vaccine itself. It's like the product, like it's like a new drug that you normally take. So this is like a new drug that they are testing right now. It's still not on sale. It's still not available for the majority of people. They are in the 3rd phase right now, but basically they actually say that if a person gets the virus with only 1 injection of it, the virus just dies inside. That's it. Like, people are healthy again. They say that it doesn't have that much secondary like problems and health issues. It doesn't cause that much side effects, as well as it's only 1 dose. So with 1 injection, the person gets like the possibility of live happily for a long time without thinking that the person will get the virus. So the immune system is ready. You won't have to be afraid anymore of go out to the street or talk to someone or travel or go anywhere, you know. This is actually very, very good news, but it will take some time still, maybe a few months, until this new type of drug, until this new like injection will be ready, and they will pass all the phases of preparation and the authorization of the of like pharmaceuticals and all that. It takes some time, but it's just very nice to know that it's quite probable that here in Spain there is going to be one medication that will help us better than vaccines do, because vaccines need 2 doses, plus they don't avoid that you would get the virus, you know, they just don't give you any symptoms, but you still can get the virus and transmit the virus to another person. Plus vaccines are frozen when they bring them, and they have to be stored at -20 degrees depending on the vaccine, on the type of it. They have to be stored in special freezers, and not all the medical and health centers have them. So this injection, this medication, doesn't have to be stored in a specific freezer, and it's not frozen. It's possible to store it in just a normal fridge that every health center has, which is as well a lot easier in the transportation and in bringing it to the health centers. So it's just very nice to know that maybe the situation will get better very, very soon. And another thing, what I wanted to let you know is that we always say that schools won't be closed here in our area, in Alicante region and in Valencian community, and in general in the whole Spain. Schools won't be closed because our Ministry of Health has said that, has mentioned today in the morning that they won't be closing all schools, all education. No, what they will do is, as soon as one school or another, doesn't depend if it's preschool, if it's primary, secondary, about like any other, doesn't really matter. As soon as they see that the school cannot trace anymore the amount of people that are getting COVID inside the school, as soon as more than half, like there's like a lot of different cases in the same school, then if a school says we want to shut down, they will authorize to shut down for some time for disinfection and for like quarantine period. But if not, all the schools remain open. As well as in some private schools, for example, in ours, where my daughter studies here in Benidorm, we have received a letter that basically says that if we are worried about the situation, we can send our children to online school. So just change them from the presential like school to online schooling, online classes. But we have to sign in some specific form, and there are some points in there that you have to fill in depending on what your situation is. One of them is that if you have COVID, or if one of the family members that are inside one family unit has COVID. The other one is that you have been in a tight contact with someone that has COVID. The other one is that if some of your relatives in the same family unit are of very high or high risk, in case they get the disease, that they have very, very high risk to have complications. And the last point is that you don't have any of the previous things, but you still want to give your child the education online, although you know that legally you have to bring your child to school to have presential classes. So once you sign that, you give it to the school back, and they decide whether they approve it or they deny your so they deny the proposal of the online studies. But basically this is the option already right now due to the amount of cases that are increasing. For example, in my school, in the class of my daughter, one of the girls is studying online for like a few days already, just because she lives with her grandparents and they are of a very, very high risk due to the high age. So this is basically what's happening here in Spain. This is how the situation is and the recent news. And now I'm going to show you and tell you what do we do to disinfect and to keep safe our family and my daughter and in general us. First of all, probably let's start with masks. We have different types of masks here. I'm going to show you one that different, a lot, I would say. We have a lot. So, first ones are these. These are FFP2 or N95. These are EPI masks which protect yourself from getting the virus and protect the other person as well from you. These are the best ones to use. These are 3D breathable structure, 4-ply class A material, single box packaging, solid protective mask. So yeah, this is basically the box. This we have for like 20 of them, I think, yeah. And this is how they look like. These ones we usually use when we go to the supermarket, when I go to pick up my daughter from school. So just some places where you can get easily exposed to the virus. They look like that. Very, very thick, very difficult to breathe in them, but the security is a lot better. And they have like 95% or 96% of possibility that you won't get the virus. There is another one that we bought recently. This is a Spanish brand that was made here in Spain. This is from Carrefour supermarket. This is this Ernatec. This one here, it's made in Castellón, here in Valencian community. One of the masks costs approximately 175, so it's not that cheap as these ones. These ones cost about €1.20. These masks are black, and they also come in a different packaging. I've just opened this one because the string went out. My husband just took it too strong and it just went out, but this is how the mask looks like. These ones are very comfortable to wear and it's quite easy to breathe in them, but they are also FFP2 level of security, so it's very, very good. But the thing is that they are quite expensive. In this pack there comes 5 of them. But basically, yeah, these are the ones that we use: supermarkets, pharmacies, banks, school, work. Anywhere we go where we know we're gonna be with quite a lot of people, that's when we use them. When we just go for a walk, just somewhere on the open air, and we know we won't be in a tight contact near to someone, we use just disposable face masks. These are just normal masks with high efficiency to particle dust, 50 pieces. Just a box of 50 pieces, and they don't come in individual packaging, they just come in a box like this. And this is how it looks like, a normal like surgical mask. This one protects from you, the other person is protected from you, but you are not protected from the other person. This is a very important thing to know. These masks, surgical masks, don't protect yourself from the virus. They protect the person who's near you, but not yourself. So bear that in mind when you use these masks. They are a lot cheaper. 50 masks you can get for a price of about 8-9 euros. So like this whole bag for 8 euros, which is very, very good. But it's not protecting yourself. So, then I have some masks that are like a tissue, like clothing masks, you know, like material masks, reusable, which use the carbon filters inside. These are the filters. Have like a bunch of them. And these filters, you have to put them inside the mask, and that's basically it. And then you take the filter out and you wash the mask. That's basically how it works. These ones, there are 2 filters in each bag, and this bag costs €1. And the masks cost about 3-4 euros approximately. Then I have these ones that are, these were 10 for the price of 7 euros. These are the same surgical masks, but just for children. This is how it looks like. Just a normal mask. And the first mask we bought, and I keep it in a bag, I almost didn't use it at all. So I still can use it. It's closed. This is the 3M. These are very expensive masks. These are Aura FFP3. These are the ones that doctors use in the hospitals. The bad thing about it that you are protected, but the person near you not, because you have here some escape so that it will be easier to breathe. So the particles from you are going outside, but you are protected. These are very, very, very thick masks. You can barely breathe with them, but you are protected. These masks cost, one of them costs like about 5 or 6 euros, maybe even more right now. So we use that. For cleaning, we usually disinfect like water bottles and everything when we buy groceries. When we bring the bag, we first of all disinfect ourselves, like our shoes and keys and hands. What we use for it, I have here 2 disinfecting sprays. These are for cleaning at home or with a base of alcohol, 70% each of them. Both of them are perfumed. And this is basically for a bunch of different things. You can use it for clothing, for bags, just for surfaces, for a car disinfection, and for shoes. This is what we do it for. We disinfect keys and shoes and bags with this. Also, we disinfect like packaging, which is closed, sealed, like let's say water bottles when they are packed in a pack of 6. Like milk boxes and all kind of boxes when we buy like a lot of things in the supermarket. So we use these. Each of them costs about 1 euro. This is almost empty, by the way. This is still full. Then when we disinfect our hands, we have different things. We have the hand sanitizing gel, or we have a spray. I personally love this spray because it doesn't have the allergen that I am not able to use, which this one has, so I cannot use this gel. If not, my hands will start itching. So I use this spray or any other hand gel that doesn't have acrylate in it. So yeah, this is basically what we use. This is also 70% alcohol, and this is the same, 70% alcohol. So basically, this is what we use to disinfect our hands once we are at home with all the shopping bags, groceries, when I bring my daughter from school, when we come from somewhere which is not our home. So we use this. And then for disinfection in general, here at home, for cleaning floors and stuff like that, we use this. This is multi-use disinfecting spray, which you can also put into the water to clean. And this is both for furniture, for kitchen, let's say, and for like bathrooms. So we use basically this. This is 99% eliminates all the germs and bacteria. So yeah, this is just very, very nice. And this is not toxic either. So we use this to clean our home. We do not usually disinfect fruit and vegetables and things that are not stored in packaging. What we do is we wash them with hot water, more than 60 degrees. And this is basically enough to kill almost everything that is on the fruit and vegetables. Although we have some product, I don't have it here, but I'm going to let you the picture here, which is from Mercadona. I think I've mentioned it yesterday in the news, which is disinfection for fruit and vegetables for 2 euros. You get half of liter, and you can mix it with 1 liter of water with 3 cups of that liquid and just put inside the fruit and vegetable, not peeled, not cut, not nothing, just entire fruit and vegetables inside for 5 minutes, and then rinse them with a lot of water, and that's it. You can eat them and they are germ-free and bacteria-free. But we don't use it like that. We just use hot water to disinfect and to kill the germs on them. This is basically what we do. We always use masks. We use hand sanitizing gels. We keep them in the bag when we go out. We keep them on the entrance of the apartment. We don't use specific, there are some carpets, small ones that you can put on the entrance of the house, and one side of them is to disinfect and the other one is to basically somehow take the excess of the disinfection of the liquid from your shoes before you enter the home, but we don't use it. We just use the spray, which is more than enough. This is what we've been using for a long time, since March, and it's basically helping for now at least. What we do is that we store all the shoes and all the jackets and everything on one side always, and we try not to go with the shoes or with something that is from the street inside the other areas where we normally are, like let's say living room, bedrooms, bathrooms and stuff like that. We always leave everything in the hallway. That's where we disinfect everything. Usually, sometimes even we take out the shoes outside of the door on the entrance, so that they would stay outside for a little bit and kill all the bacteria with the spray, and then we bring them in. We also disinfect all the bags and all the we have also like portable huge bags with wheels that we bring to the supermarket. Sometimes we disinfect that as well, also thoroughly. And we disinfect the bag of my daughter, which also has some small wheels, after school each time, just in case. You never know what might happen. So this is basically what we do. We are not like crazy about disinfection, but we're just taking some measures, as all the families, the majority of families here does, to protect ourselves just in case, and our children, our family and loved ones and relatives, because you never know how your body will react and what will happen. So this is basically what our method is to stay safe and take care of ourselves. And this is what I want to wish you. Take care of your loved ones, relatives, friends, family, children, your pets, if you wish. So just be very careful, because the situation is very bad right now. Hopefully it will be better, but as for now, we have to take like some precautions to not to get into trouble. Thank you all for watching this unusual video. Don't forget to subscribe if you still didn't. Click on like button if you enjoyed watching, and if you got to know something interesting and something useful for you. And see you tomorrow in a new video. Have a very, very nice weekend, everyone. Love you guys. Bye.